Good morning and welcome to Anne Marie's workshop. I'm in my sewing room today and I wanted to film a fan out video because I'm such a fan of a fellow YouTuber, Mimi G. Um, I've loved her patterns for a long time, and so I finally, even though I bought more patterns than I need, but all of us sewers have that same problem. I wanted to do this bomber jacket so very badly, so I found a coupon to buy more patterns because I don't need more patterns. But I love the potential sewing, and that's what I'm calling the potential sewing. But Mimi G's clothes are very fresh. She gives on her channel, she shows you how she sews them. That is so helpful, even though to a veteran sewer like me, I really, really appreciate that. So I did her bomber jacket, and I did it. It's supposed to be done with a stretch knit, but I did it in a material that I've dying to use, but couldn't find the right thing to use it with, and it's this beautiful satin cloisonne fabric that I've been dying to use with butterflies on it. And then I had this other pattern that was just specialty pattern fabric, and I wanted to incorporate that too because the colors to me seem to go together. And just to be crazy, I wanted to use my girl power cotton that I found as a lining. It's not recommended for this pattern, so I made the pattern on the largest size possible, and I'll insert some pictures of how I cut it up, cut it apart, and how I assembled it along the way. There were so many details on this jacket that I really loved. There is a bar across the back to help with the fullness of the jacket. Remember, I did my jacket one size bigger because this is not stretch. And she does recommend stretch. I think it would be really forgiving to a lot of figures to do it in stretch. And I might revisit it again because I love to do a pattern more than once. And probably in a navy knit and do the diamond pattern on it, and that one I would do exactly the right size because it would have some give. I designed this pattern, or I designed this jacket, I didn't design the pattern, to be worn on both sides, so I put a double-sided double-sided, a double-sided zipper on here so that I could wear it on both sides. So it can be a fun and funky jacket, or it could be more a classy jacket done in the satin. There were lots of details like these pockets, which I really loved. All right, and they were just for show on this side, but she included a pocket on the side so you can put all your stuff when you're wearing it. It was just well thought out, a lovely pattern. It made me very, very happy. And so this is not my first. I've bought a lot of Mimi G patterns, but this is my first time to ever get a chance to sew one. And I just wanted to kind of fan out because I loved it. Now this is the next one. This over-the-shoulder dress. I cannot wait to do this like in an African fabric. Thank you, Mimi G. I will put a fan out when I get to this. And they're by Simplicity. My copy was Simplicity 8222. All right, hurry up and go get it. And then join Mimi's Nation. All right. And she has a sewing academy that if you don't know how to sew, you might want to join up. And she has events and things like that. I just think for people who love to sew, it's an opportunity for you to make friends and learn. And this is the one I'm going to try next, 8341. Very excited. It's the off-the-shoulder pockets. She puts pockets and things. Women, we know how much, and men too, how much we love patterns, but I can't wait to do this next. Thank you, Mimi. I get the question all the time about how I find time to do all the things I do in Anne Marie's workshop, and they're like, do you sleep? Well, yeah, I sleep. But what I have found is that 15 minutes a day, little by little, you can finish almost any project. And that's how I live my life. I do 15 minutes a day. I tuck 15 minutes a day in here on one project and say maybe 20 minutes on another project. And believe it or not, after a time, your projects start popping out of, I call it the factory. So you start and then you start doing your little projects and everything. And then all of a sudden, one day, one starts popping out. And nothing jazzes you more when you get to wear something or do something or gift something. But what I found also is that after a time of doing 15 minutes on a project, all these things start popping out. And it just seems like you're finishing more and more things. You just have to be patient. And also, I found that I do a better job. The quality of my work is so much better when I limit it to 15 minutes. I don't get obsessive. I don't stay up all night sewing something and then end up with something that's a little mediocre, or not well planned. Or if I spend 15 minutes putting in a really great zipper, like for instance with that jacket, putting in a reversible zipper that has charms on the toggle, or finding just the right button and hand sewing it, enjoying it, having a cup of tea, there's much more love in the project. So rather than desperation, because I could fill myself with anxiety because I love to create. And then sometimes that creating can cause me anxiety. So doing a project with love, 15 minutes a day, it fills the soul, and your project will get done eventually, I promise you.